Right.
we're back.
Yeah, back. The right screenshots. Yep. So update 2, yes, and the sun's started to come out here on the south coast, and
And it's certainly looking much, much more sunny in Weymouth. I'm quite jealous, actually. Sat here in front of a computer with the Castle Cove members who are currently out sailing. But yeah, we'll see what's happened so far.
yeah, so starting to get some more speeds coming through. I think.
Oh, we've got our very own Doug at the top.
Well,
He
no,
was
no,
very
not,
keen
not quite.
when we.
Mark at Del Key is still at the top.
Right.
So just
Doug was very keen to go and get his lunch when we spoke to him at. I guess it would have been about 1:30. So this is really a learning experience for John. It's very hard to time things when you have one race course, let alone 25.
Yeah, so we're starting to get things through, and we're looking at results. I think in later on today, so we get them through. But say some close racing coming through. So
it must be a funny thing if you finish racing now, so you can't do anything to improve your time. And then you're sort of sat there watching other people come in. It's like a Formula One Grand Prix where they're doing the track runs for pole position.
Well, that's right. So this was the second race in Portchester.
It looks busy.
Still trying to get my head around the course. I mean, they sort of start down there by the clubhouse, and I guess. Sort of a reach if it's a northerly down to sort of
that's the one difficulty. If you set a course really a long time in advance of a race, then it is harder to do that. I mean, what we often do when we're setting courses is we have the windward mark on a buoy, but actually only drop the anchor perhaps at the same time as the orange flag, so you can get the beat, etc., as true as it possibly can be. So if people were pinging the course perhaps 24 hours or further in advance, then it's really hard to know what's going to happen with the weather. And I've been amazed how much it's changed over the last 48 hours. I think, unfortunately, from a photographer's point of view, we've missed the really sunny days we had earlier on in the week.
Yeah, although that said, that was Tim Olin up in Leon Latton caught out. So,
did he choose that venue specifically because it was better weather, or is that just how it worked out?
As they say, it's always better up north. So. But so that was. That one, but just looking back at the Portchester race, they do get a beat in, but sort of almost at the penultimate leg. So I think it's almost like a Cows Week course where they reach, then beat to it. But certainly looking very close. As I said, it looked like Becky, the radial sailor, jumped in the demo boat.
Yeah, I was trying to work out. So, did they all start at exactly the same time?
I don't know. I'd have to.
Yeah, that's the thing I couldn't work out.
How they've set this up. It looks like it's more of a just around the Cannes sort of race. So that's certainly we're looking for the. So although Becky was first over the line, she may have been an earlier starter.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. We have it at Castle Cove. We've just been doing timed laps, so people actually start their own time and do their own finishing time.
Although if I go back to the start, it does look like they all start at similar times, so we just have to clarify with Doug what it was. But on the face of it, it looks like the radial sailor wins.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And there's, I guess, almost, is it another 100 sailors? Results going to be there in total?
Well, that's right. So we'll be trying to sort of compare them and take out some of the variances of who had different starts and who had different conditions to see if we can get an overall ranking board. But certainly some close racing at Portchester. We've got the other ones that we found.
Yeah, I mean, I found when we did sort of time lapse, it's quite interesting when you're sort of racing against the clock, because when you get real close racing between lots of boats, you do slow each other down a bit. So when you look at championships, it's not unusual to see the first 3, 4, 5 boats get away from the chasing pack because they're able to tack exactly on the shifts and have more clean air, whereas the boats that are all fighting, they do slow each other down. Because I say at Castle Cove, we actually had it so we have no more than 6 boats starting at a time,
Yeah.
just to be safe, super safe on the guidance. And actually, that made choosing when you start quite important, so you don't get covered the whole way round by somebody.
Yeah, so I think the open start will actually generate a whole new set of tactical decisions, won't it? So, um, as you
It's the
say,
only time I felt safe to start on port in the last couple of years, that's for sure.
yeah. Do you go for a real clear start? You're the only one on the line, but perhaps worse conditions, or do you tough it out with everyone else, perhaps with the best breeze?
But to be honest, for the Monday and Wednesday evening races, I started as early as possible, so I'll be off the water as early as possible.
Ah,
I have been doing some e-sailing at sort of 9 o'clock or whatever, so it was quite nice to get home and have a shower and not end up trying to do that in my wetsuit. So that was my only logic. Try to start as soon as possible.
yeah. And I think that's the benefit of the open start, isn't it? You can pick what suits you and perhaps suit your circumstances. So if you
I
can
think
only get down later,
it might be a shock to people when they actually have to be there for a specific set start time, and they're not used to getting out there in time. But
yeah,
yeah, I think the nice thing about this is the clubs, and I mean that in terms of both, the tidal conditions and the sailors themselves. They can choose a start time that suits them, and we will have another show. I guess it's about 2 hours away. So those people who were late starters, hopefully we can have a little chat to them. I think it's really hard actually to talk to people on the water. I did it recently. Well, it wasn't that recently anymore at a Dutch event, and I was busy chatting to somebody, and then they put up my 5 minute, so it put me under quite a lot of stress.
yeah, that's right. You don't realise how distracting it is, and I think so. Yeah, hopefully later we can get hold of some of the sailors as they're back and can give us some updates. So I think that's probably as far as we can get for the moment for this update.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so I'd encourage anybody who wants to do, a bit of live interview. We'd just love to hear from you. If you can get hold of Simon, and it's only 2-3 minutes of your time. We'd just love to know what's been going on and get that personal aspect, because I think that's what sailing's all about. We have sailing in terms of media. They've tried to change the format a little bit, but I think what people are really interested in is in the runners and the riders and the personalities involved. So yeah, do get hold of Simon. We'd love to
Yeah,
have
well,
a
as you
quick
say,
chat.
it's the sort of the personal stories and everything. Let me just see. Yeah, getting some more pictures through from Leon Loughton. The breeze is coming up, which is we're seeing in the speeds coming through. So let's check back in. I think at 5 o'clock, didn't we say, John?
Yeah, let's go for 5. That's nice and easy for people to remember. And yeah, let's try and talk to as many people as we can. If the 10:30, 11 o'clock finishers haven't got off the water and whatever by 5 o'clock, well,
Yeah, might have a problem.
yeah,
But yeah, I think they're there, perhaps enjoying that cup of tea and socially
or maybe something stronger. I think for that. I think for the 5 o'clock, I'll probably have a beer rather than a coffee. That's that's how it goes these days.
Beer o'clock time. Right, okay, we'll report back in a couple of hours' time. And,
Okay,
check out the action. Thank you very much.
thank you.